I think you can. It's gone live on Facebook, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah,
you can blur it, Anjali, if you want.
Okay, ladies, we are live.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another lovely session put on by inspiring Indian women and obviously hosted by myself, Soulma. Today, we're going to have quite a, hopefully, entertaining session. I've got two lovely, lovely ladies here. And I'm really, really excited to introduce them to you. And today's all about looking at sort of their journey, promoting the art that they do, the talent that they have, the skills, and hopefully helping other people realize their dreams and, you know, helping them to go for it. So without further ado, I have with me two lovely ladies. We've got Anjali, Mavi. If you want to just say hi so everyone knows who you are. There we go. Hi, Anjali. So Anjali here, she works as a radio presenter for Unity 101 in Southampton, and that started back in 2011. And she's also worked with Hot Radio Dorset since about a year or so. During her radio career, she's had opportunities to interview various singers, such as Sufi Singer Satinder Sartaz, Lakhwinder Wadali, Bali Sagoo, Apache Indian, Navin Kundra, and many more. So I know some of those names, not all. And she's also been a member of Art Asia Southampton and involved with Women's Southwest leadership programs and the Point East League. Oops, let me mute. I can't. Rashmi, if you could mute the person who's interrupting, please, because I can't. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, she's got a whole host of experience behind her. So that's Anjali. So before I chat to Anjali as well, I'm going to now introduce you to our other lovely lady, Inderpal. I hope I pronounced your name right. Yeah. So if you say hi, we'll pop you on. Hi. So Inderpal also wears many hats. She's a social event organizer for fundraising with Precious Moments. She's a social entertainer, which I have seen some of your stuff and I'll come back to that. And she's an organizer for fundraising with Precious Moments as well. And a destresser through SmadFun. So I'll have to find out a bit more about that. A businesswoman with PreciousCoffer and Lahimalaya. And an educator. Have I said it wrong? Probably, yeah. Again, you can correct me in a bit. An educator through Gift of Education, social change organizer with Let's Go Southall Ealing Council campaign, and a music bhagat with doomradio.com. She's also a mother-free, devoted wife and differently abled with a humongous sense of humor. So again, I have seen some of your personality through some things that I've met you through, which we were chatting just before we went live. Yeah. So it will be lovely to have a conversation with the both of you. So welcome today, and thank you for agreeing to share your journeys and, you know, what you do and bringing that out there to everyone. So thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
So shall we start with Anjali? Firstly, did I get your intro right? Is there anything you'd like to correct me on? Go for it.
Yeah, there are a few things, but as you know, when we are sharing our introduction, there's some kind of certain things we don't get it online, put on social media. But yes, I've covered almost the highlights of what I'm doing right now. Just want to add to all the audience and all the women. I've been from IT HR background. Actually, I've done my MBA from India, and I have 13 years of experience in IT HR in India and in England. That was my actually initial career. This RJing, the hosting and everything is just start when I have taken a decision to just take a break because of my daughter. And then we used to live in Bournemouth before, but then we moved to Southampton. And then one day we were driving and my husband had a Unity 101 looking for a presenters. And he said, why don't you try? Because you are a public person in HR, because I used to deal with so many people, you know, in HR jobs, dealing with people. So then I just, okay, just for fun, I've been there. And then after working 1 or 2 years, I feel like that's my area, you know, because I love Bollywood. And my old friend used to still call me Wikipedia of Bollywood, because I just dig out everything about Bollywood. And I am a filmy Bollywood drama person. I just love family actually is like a filmy people. We love Bollywood. So then that's become my job. And then since I'm working in Unity 101, I've been involved in so many different projects in Southampton. I've been running 3 different community group, Eastleigh and Southampton Asian Community Group, Music Lovers of Bollywood in Bournemouth, and Bournemouth Pool Christchurch Community Group. I'm organizer of all these 3 groups where we help so much of the community, not only in the musical industry or not only in the musical point of views, but we have done a lot of different social activities also. And the recent, actually, in Bournemouth, I have run COVID vaccination drive for more than 300 people, and
Wow.
which have, especially for the BAM community, actually, because there was so much going on. BAM community was not ready to take the vaccination. So I took a charge. I said, okay, let's do that. So this is one. And then recently, in April, Women's Leader Southwest has come up with some kind of project with Art Council of England, and they were looking for women who are into art industry and have done something for the community, and they want them to be come forward as a leader. So I got to know through Unity 101, they nominated me for this project, and there was 365 applications for this project, but they have chosen 16 women in Southwest, and I was one of them. And then I started working with Art Asia, the charity organization in Southampton, who does every year a Southampton Mela, where we call so many artists, and then there are so many education classes and all, and I'm an associate with them now. So yeah, and this is my kind of professional experience so far. Mostly, say I've been doing volunteer job from last 10 years, which I'm liking it. And this Art Asia job is my, you can say, professional recent experience started, but most of the thing I'm doing as a volunteer, which I love. Hot Radio in South Bournemouth have just, it's an English radio station. And in Bournemouth, there was no radio station which produced any Bollywood music. So then I thought, okay, why not to do something like, for Bournemouth has so many Asian community. And me and our group, Music Lovers of Bollywood, decided to do something for that. And then I took a decision to meet the local radio station here, Hot Radio. And I said, can you give me 1 hour time of your show so I can produce Bollywood to Asian community here in Bournemouth? And they said, that's a good idea. And there we started. And it's been 1 year. I've been doing this Bollywood beats in Bournemouth, and I'm just loving it. And on personal front, I have 2 kids, 1 daughter, 1 son, and 1 husband.
just one husband. Oh wow, that's really, really amazing and interesting stuff. A lot of different things you're having to juggle there with the volunteering and the radio presenting. So you present on the radio station. That's an English radio station, you said, yeah? So do you do their other slots as well and do the sort of the English slots, or just you manage to get that Bollywood beats?
Because that's my area and they have so many amazing shows going on, which is in English, and they have a different diverse other shows also, but there was nothing Bollywood here in Bournemouth. So that's what I feel like we should. So now we started just like, okay, we'll see how it goes, but now it's so popular. Every Tuesday 9 to 10, my WhatsApp group is, because sometime I record my show because I live in Southampton, I can't do live and all. So when I'm producing my recording show, I've got so many WhatsApp messages about people, how they're loving it. And some doctors, they said, we are so tired. And now when we come and we know Bournemouth has a radio show, that is also Bollywood.
Yeah. It's that opportunity to bring, like you said, the Bollywood to the community in Bournemouth, which might not have, they don't get that opportunity. And it creates that sense of community, isn't it? And like, it's like, okay, there is an Asian community here. And if you've got a message to put out through advertising or through, you know, your own show. Like you said, even with COVID, encouraging people to go out and get the vaccine, you've got that platform to do so. So it's very important that you've got that communication.
And that's the thing. We were there was no kind of there are so many business here, Asian business, you know, the small shops, local business, and now they're coming forward to tell what they do, like some vegetable business, some and all, and it is just going out now because of our show. They wanted to be a sponsor for my show, so that's where it's really helping the community.
Yeah, that is amazing. That is really, really great. I'm sure Inderpal there must be things you've said that probably resonates with her. We will definitely be talking to you more, Anjali, of course. But Inderpal, do you want to, you know,
Anjali's, you know, Anjali's talking about being the sort of Bollywood crazy, and I think we all are. Like,
yes,
Bollywood is in our blood. वो हमारा खून और Bollywood जो है वो साथ साथ चलते हैं. That's the way I see it.
Absolutely.
So radio is quite new for me. You know, Anjali's been doing it for quite some time. So I sort of started TikTok. I went to TikToks back in September. And God, the crazy response I got on that was amazing. And every fifth, sixth person would say to me, "Aap radio kyun nahi karti? You know, why don't you get onto radio? You've got the voice. You know, we want to hear you on radio." And radio is not something that I've ever thought of doing. So when the opportunity came, somebody I know, they introduced me, and they had seen my Instas, my TikToks, and I was sort of approached like that. And a friend introduced me as well. So when I got the opportunity, I was like, why not? You know, let's see what this is all about. And I absolutely love it. Like, I'm saying to myself, what have I been doing? Like, why did I not think of this before? You know, why did I not do this before? Because it is so much fun. So my show comes once a week, and I think every time the listeners are like, you know, aap bahut intezar karati hain. Why are you not coming every sort of other day or something? You know, what's happening? But of course, there's so many other things happening, time commitments and other stuff, you know, so it becomes difficult. I would love to do more, but I just don't have the time. But it's crazy fun, especially when you're into your songs. My show, Let's Love Life, which comes on Doom Radio, that's every Sunday, 3 to 6. So I just finished it about an hour ago. You know, so finished the show and into here, did my motherly work and came here. You know, different roles of being a woman. But my show is a lot about loving life, thinking about the different emotions that we have in life. And I try to portray those through our music, because I think music, whether it's Bollywood, Punjabi, English, you know, any language, it's related to our feelings. For every feeling, there's a song out there. It's definitely out there. And that's what I do. I try and bring all the different music, different years and different languages together. One thing I do is a Himachali song. So I think I'm probably the only person outside India who probably does a Himachali song in her show. So I make sure I have that included, because I know I have a lot of Himachali listeners. Of course, Punjabi, Hindi, mix it up and bring those out. So that's what I'm trying to do. And as I said, time commitments, because there's so much else going on. You've introduced some of the things, you know, you've already spoken about. So if I start with Precious Moments, which is a social fundraising thing that I do. So we arrange, you can say, social gatherings. So for example, Holi, Diwali, Christmas, or just generally, I have different themes. So we did a party which was Bollywood themed. All, of course, like pre-COVID, COVID sort of restricted all of us. A Bollywood themed party where everybody came dressed up as somebody from Bollywood, and we fundraise through those. And everything that's done, from the decoration to the caterers, to bookings, to arranging entertainment. And I also tend to do Antakshari competitions in those get-togethers. And everything that we fundraise, all the money that's raised, that's used for children back in Himachal Pradesh and in Punjab. So we've helped prior to COVID, approximately about 300 children. Looking to help more, because we've still got the funds, but because of COVID, everything has stopped.
Yeah.
And along with that, SmadFun, you were asking what SmadFun, I want to learn about the de-stressing. So thanks to COVID, it's something I started when COVID started in March, when it started here. Started it off as a WhatsApp Intakshri group. So all the Bollywood lovers, they love it. You know, it's 24-hour, literally 24-hour group, because we've got members from USA, from Canada, from Italy, from Switzerland, from Kenya, from India, from Pakistan, Indonesia, yeah, you name it. There's somebody from some country in there. So, you know, different time zones, so there's always somebody singing. Started it off as a WhatsApp group, moved on to sort of like a social media, and I arrange Intakshri competitions, all done over Zoom. So we've done 2 seasons, we've done a Valentine special, we've got an Independence Day special coming up very soon. So those are arranged, and it's a lot of fun, and a lot of people who sort of joined, you know, people come, people go, Jeevan ki yahi reet hai, koi aata hai, koi jata hai. But everybody, like every single person is like, this has really helped us to de-stress, you know, especially with COVID.
Yeah.
It definitely helped them get through, you know.
What
else? God, what else can I tell you? Tutoring. So I've been tutoring, like Anjali said, I do a lot of volunteering as well. I do a lot of social work with helping people, you know, because I'm based in Southall. So the community here, there's a lot of people who don't know English, or there are other things, asylum seekers, other things that are going on. So I help a lot with filling the forms, or where do they need to go, who do they need to contact. So a lot of social work, I do a lot of that on a voluntary basis. And I teach. I've been teaching for about 10 years now. And 80% of the children that I teach, I do on a voluntary basis, because I really think that every child deserves an education. You know, if you educate the child, you're educating the whole society. So a lot of children who need that help but can't afford it. So I'm here. You know, if you're in Southall, contact me. Feel free. Even online, I've got students all the way from. I've got a student from what's the place? It's near Manchester. I don't really want to name it because, you know, you know, I've got, because online classes, so online technology is great. So I've been doing that for a good 10 years. I started working with Let's Go Southall. It's a campaign. I initially started as a volunteer, and then they employed me because I'm good. Not praising myself, but I just get on with doing the work, you know. It's because the campaign is very good. We're trying to make people in Southall very active. So it's all about making people healthy, helping them, you know, mental health, physical health. And that's what I really believe in helping people to be the best of what they are. So Let's Go Southall is a campaign which helps you to do that. And of course, we all have to work. We all have to earn money. So Papi Pet ke liye, I am a director in PreciousCoffer, which is a construction company. We are also the counterpart for Lahimalaya, which is a 4x4 adventure company. So if you ever want to go to the Himalayas, you know who to contact right here. So that's me in a nutshell.
You've literally got your hand in about 100 pies there. Like literally, you've got so much going on.
Like I've got a 20-year-old daughter, so Mehek, a 17-year-old son, Akshat, and then I've got a 3-year-old son, Arav. So different stages of life. And imagine, you know, you've got a daughter, you know what it's like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you're coping with the 3-year-old after having like a child. It's like starting from scratch again, isn't it?
It is. Oh my God, it is. But you know what? It keeps you young.
Yes.
You know, when you're going to the nursery and you're meeting those mums who are about 10, 12 years younger than you stay in the loop, isn't it? So
yeah.
It keeps me young. I'm glad it happened.
Oh, that's nice. That's cool. Yeah. No, I mean, very, very fascinating. A lot of, you know, just like Anjali, really, you both see, we might be mistaken, like in our minds, we're like, oh, they, you know, they DJ, they're like the RJ for the radios, and that's what they do, and then that's it. And actually, there's a lot more to it. Like you get involved in campaigns, volunteering work. And like Anjali was saying, you know, if you're pre-recording your session, or even if you're live, you have to have material prepped. You can't just come on. You've got to know what it is that you want to get across, what songs you're going to play, what you're going to talk about. So it's not just a case of you go on live and you just play your favorite songs. It doesn't work like that. So
you've got to take the time out to prepare your show, you know, and you've got to be aware of what's happening. So, for example, today was Priyanka Chopra's birthday, Bhumi Pandit, Sukhwinder Singh, you know, Mehndi Hassan, and then Rajesh Khanna's death anniversary. So you've got to know what's happening around you and understand the sentiments of people. What do they want to listen to? And bring those out.
Exactly.
I'm sure Anjali knows it takes time to prepare a show properly.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, we've got some interference going on. Cookie, the person who's just joined us, could you mute yourself, please? Apologies, ladies. Let's try and get that muted because it's quite distracting. I'm not host, so as in on Zoom, I'm not host, so I can't do it. Rashmiji, if you're there, could you mute the person, please, if you can hear me? Okay, hopefully they're not muted, but we'll deal with it if they jump back in. The joys of virtual, isn't it? It's crazy. Like, okay. So Anjali, I can see your face is back here again, which I'm really glad about. So yeah. So obviously, as I was saying about preparing your show, and like, so Inderpal had her show today, so she was saying what she did in her show today. You know, what kind of, do you change your show weekly? Or do you stick with like a theme? What do you go for in your shows?
Well, as I'm part of 2 different radio stations, so I have a different theme every day, my show every week actually, but Thursday and Tuesdays are my days. When morning 10 to 12, I have a very different audience, listeners, and in night time I have a very different listeners. So I have to choose my theme as per that. So, but yes, as Inder did mention, she covers a lot of Bollywood people. I do also that sometime, but I go for themes also, like sometimes jewelry theme and all. Anything which I like to do it. Some, sometimes songs on different flowers and all. It depends. And sometimes I get so many requests actually. Can you talk about Kishore Kumar? Can you talk about Anand Bakshi? Can you talk about this singer? And I'm a Punjabi girl, and sometime my husband said, "Why you don't play Punjabi song?" I'm like, so come on, I love Punjabi song. So yeah, so I just love to read about these Bollywood people. That's my, I don't like reading. I am very bad in reading novels. But I love to read about Bollywood people. I just want to be I should know everything about everyone. That's kind of thing I have in for Bollywood. So I try to cover as much as people from Bollywood, either from music industry, singer, dancers, choreographers, anybody. Even sometimes I dig out some people who we might don't know much about it.
Yeah, give them a platform. Yeah.
And as just now Inder said, she had mentioned about Himachali song and all. In our radio station, we have some restrictions actually, because Unity 101 has their own setup of language shows. So for me, I have to do it in Hindi, proper Hindi, and I have to play Bollywood.
Okay.
And when I'm doing hot radio, I need to do it in English because it's an English station. I need to talk more in English, but the song has to be from Bollywood.
So it's the way around.
I don't have that. I don't have that issue because what I do, like you were saying, you sort of pick different things. So what I do, my sort of 3-hour slot, you can say, I always play Indakshi. Indakshi is very important. So wherever I am, Indakshi has to be played there. So, I make sure, so my second hour is Indakshi, and I try to bring different things into it. So sometimes I play the music and get you to guess the song, or I talk about the movie, because I, like you, I absolutely love reading up, so I read up and I talk about the movie, and you got to guess the song. Sometimes I translate into English and get you to sort of guess what the Hindi version of that is. But my last hour, I actually call it the Tadka hour. So that's your dedications, you know, all the dedications, the requests everybody has. And then I sort of add the, because like you, I'm a Punjabi as well, and I'm married into Himachali. So I make sure I have my Himachali song, I make sure I have my Punjabi song, besides the sort of the tadka, as I said, a mixture of old and new. Like, I think today I played a song which is only a day old, but it was a really good song. I heard it, I was like, wow, that's good. I wanna play that. And then the first hour is just typical Bollywood, you know, and of course in the typical Bollywood, because it just helps to mix it up. But I suppose if you're restricted from the station, there's not much you can do. You've got to go with that.
That's the thing, isn't it? You seem to have you've got more hours on your station, it seems like, and definitely more flexibility. And Anjali, you've obviously got more restrictions. So what I want to ask is, can I, as a listener, can I listen in on any of these radio stations from anywhere? Or would I have to be in the area, or is it available on like digital, or, you know, like you can pick up stations for?
Dhoom Radio, you can listen. So Dhoom Radio, you know, you go onto the website, because it's an internet radio. So, you know, go onto the website, go type in www.dhoomradio.com, and there we are. You can download the app. So Apple, Google, and on Alexa, tell your Alexa, play some Dhoom, play Dhoom Radio, you know. So wherever you are, like a lot of our listeners. So I had somebody who actually called in today, because, you know, people call in with their request for this week or for next week, and then I add them on alongside as well. And he was like, I'm in the park because the weather's really nice, you know, because it's so nice. You want to be outside. So he's like, I'm in the park, but I've got the radio on, and Bluetooth in your car, or as I said, you know, just on the website.
Yeah,
you know,
brilliant.
So anywhere in the world, there are listeners from, God, I have listeners from everywhere. There's a particular lady who always calls up from America, you know, then there's listeners in India, again, Pakistan, Italy. I've got listeners everywhere. So it's quite good. A lot of people can hear, you know, it goes out.
Yeah.
All those things. Yeah.
So that's one great thing about yours. I'll have to definitely log in and listen. I haven't listened to your radio station. To be fair, I didn't even know it exists, if I'm honest. So I need to jump on, you know, so definitely going to try that one. And Anjali, your one, I think you were shaking your head as in, no, you can't. Is that correct?
I'm saying you can.
Oh, you can. Sorry. Great.
Everywhere, because it is a full setup music stations. Unity 101 is definitely on air. We have a restriction, but online application you can download, and same for Hot Radio. So just go and find it, listen live, listen again, listen live, everything. I might share, you know, my links on our Facebook on this. Yes. You can listen. And as Inder said about TikTok, I don't know why I feel I have seen you somewhere, because I'm also very active on TikTok. And I've been trying to make a lot of videos, and I try to put my shows videos, because when I'm doing show in studio, I go live on my Facebook. I make a lot of videos with the song going on my studio, and I give and then I put that on my social media, so people should know how we are presenting the show and everything. So yes, I'm also very active, like in their own social media, everywhere, Instagram and all. And my friend just like said, too much. Well, like, yeah, it's too much.
It's not. Right. What you guys need to do after this, you guys will have to go into this Facebook where we've gone live, and in the comments write down your websites for your radio and your social media handles, so we can, you know, everyone can see them and follow you guys, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Because I was trying to find you on Instagram, Anjali. I did a bit of stalking and I couldn't find you. But Inderpal, I've been following her for ages anyway, since, like you said, since the Antarctica that we did. So with you, it was easy. I was like, yeah, I know her, I follow her. And I've
made sure I've kept my name. So in the Ohri channel, I've just kept the name for everything. So whether it's TikTok, Facebook, Insta, all of social media, it's the same name.
Right.
So, you know, hashtag in the Ohri channel, and everything comes up. Makes it easier for others.
Actually, mine is also same, but it has little different name, but it's there for everyone, every platform, which is Anjali the Talkies.
That's why I couldn't find you. Okay.
Because when I was thinking to give some name, because I have a YouTube channel also. So I used to make a lot of videos. We have made I will tell you that, but yes, I have a YouTube channel. So I was thinking what name I should have for all my social channels. So I said, Anjali, the means like the Punjabi aladi,
Acha, okay.
Anjali, the talkies, because I talk so much. So, and that way I had given this name. That's why sometimes people, but yeah, RJ Anjali the Talkies is very common. But I have my hashtag also in that, Anjali the Talkies. And I will definitely share with everyone so you can follow me.
Absolutely.
We
Do
obviously
you guys
talk a
have
lot.
any?
We're Punjabis, we're bound to talk a lot.
Yeah.
And like you said, you were YouTube, so you were YouTube channel. I put it under the name of SmadFun. So that's not under my name, that's SmadFun. And because we upload all the Indakshi videos and sort of International Language Day, Mother's Day, so different programs. Vaisakhi, we did a program on that. Himachal Day, so it's all uploaded on.
So, do you guys have anything you could share with us right now? Like, I don't know, snip of one of your TikToks or your video, your Instagram. I know we didn't ask you to do that, but if you've got something, it'd be nice to see a little clip from both of you.
But you're going to have to make us the host, isn't it? If we share
it. You should be able to just do share screen. I can. Oh no, you're right. I'll tell you what. We'll chit chat.
Yeah.
I'll sort this out. I'll find out if we can or not, and you guys can chit chat while then. And if we can, we can, and if we can't, we can't. It's fine. It's not a problem because it's not like we were like, please get this ready. It's fine. Yeah, not a problem. I mean, so with TikTok. So you were saying, Anjali, that your TikToks or your videos, they're pretty much of you in the radio station when you're doing your shows, correct?
No. Apart from that, also I do a lot. I don't know how people can see that or not. As you just mentioned, we can do that. If it is possible, me to show from my phone, I just
give it a go. Let's see if we can see. If we can't, we'll tell you.
Yesterday, I was just sitting and thinking about coronavirus. It's happening. People are saying 19th July, we are going out, Freedom Day, But I was thinking, are we still out to go and what we should do? So in Bollywood style, I made it something. I don't know how I will share.
Oh, we can see it. We can see it.
Actually, no.
You can keep it.
You need okay. I need to change this Zoom blur thing. Maybe then you can see exactly what I have made.
I could see it when you were holding it though, so don't move it around. We could see it. Let's have a look.
Oh my god! So yeah, I not only do it only for why it's not happening. I can't change my
background's changed. It's fine.
Done. Cool. Okay, let me see if I can play again. You know what I see? There's some wording in it in this video which you need to see properly. Coronavirus.
Okay.
First level, second level, and where it stops. The manzileda, all the variants we have. And this is a scientist. So what I did.
That's cute. That's cute. I like that. We couldn't see the writing, but you were explaining it, so that helped.
Yeah, so all the time.
You do random stuff like that, so I'll definitely have to follow you on TikTok as well then. Inderpal, I can see you finding something. Have you found something?
I was just thinking, so basically what I do make the songs, I sort of do, like TikTok is all about songs and, making videos on that. Which is something I've recently started doing, but when I actually started, most of my videos are talks. So I'll talk about anything literally. So one day I was cleaning up and I made a video on video that we used to have years ago. So I talk about things like that. I talk about memories. I talk about a lot of topics. I talk about domestic violence. I talk about child sexual abuse. I talk about education. So I do a lot of topics and a lot of people interact with me, because they engage and I get a lot of response. I get private messages. I've actually managed to help a few people and sort of pinpoint them in the right direction via that as well. But then, of course, you have to make the the song videos. You have to do that. It doesn't work. That's the fun bit. So the song videos is a fun bit I do for myself. I'm going to try and see if I can show you this. I'm actually going to have to
take the blur off as well.
Background.
Yeah. The fun videos are the ones that I've seen of yours. I haven't seen your serious ones, so I'll have to.
Okay, let me just remove my virtual background.
It's all.
We can't hear that one. Can you put the volume up?
Oh, the expressions are amazing. We can't hear it, but the expressions.
We can't hear it, but we can see it, and visually it looks brilliant. And your expressions are great. I've seen Inderpal's ones. Her expressions are always like that. I look at her and I'm like, God, she's got so much confidence when she does her expressions, and she doesn't care, and she just goes for it.
This is probably one of the videos where I'm ready. Most of my videos, I am probably in a night suit with my bal, a bit of a mess. Because with me, like I'm talking to you and randomly I pick the phone up, 30 seconds of my video and I'm done. I don't go back. I don't do anything to it again. It's like so raw. Whatever I've made, made. Whatever's come in my mind, I'm just going to say it, talk about it, and just get on with it. That
takes a lot of confidence, though. It does. It takes confidence. I think, I see that, and I'm like, I know, because I make dance videos, right? But with me, I'll retake and retake.
I love your videos.
And then I check them again, and then I'm like, no, look at my face, look at this, look at that. So when I see other people, I can tell straight away the confidence that's there. It doesn't matter what they're saying, what they're talking about, what they're doing. That's what I see, confidence, when I look at other people. So even your video just now, Anjali, as well, I could see that confidence in you when you were doing it. It's brilliant. I love it. I really love it. I love seeing other people.
I just share one more. There's something I actually wanted to show.
Yeah, of course.
Bear with me. I was actually trying to look for that one, but I couldn't find it. Hopefully you'll hear it as well.
Okay.
Really hope you hear this one because, right. Can you hear that? So that's me. That's a colleague of mine from the Let's Go Southall campaign. So that's us out on our beaches, just telling people how to fit it in the
Was you singing that?
Sorry?
Was that you singing it, or was that the song?
No, that wasn't me singing it. I make some. I do some videos where I sing, but I normally sing the Punjabi songs, like olden Punjabi songs. I absolutely love those.
Amazing.
Soulma,
sorry, go on, Anjali.
As you were just talking about confidence, so we are here to give some. I feel like I wanted to give one message for sure to all the women here in this group, whoever is listening to us and watching us today. One thing which is there in my heart, and I just want to tell everyone, we are mostly Asian women here, right? Mm-hmm. And it's very challenging when you are into social media like that. There are people who are so judgmental, and I say that with loud voice to all those people who, to me, I know so many people in my life who tells me, "Yaar, tu to hamesha social media pe hoti hai." I said, how do you know I am on social media? That's why you can see me on social media. And it's very, very important when you are into this kind of job or this kind of field. The family support is very important, Otherwise, there are some people, husbands, partners, who might not like you to do all these things. When people talking about your wife all the time, "Arey, usne to ye bhi video banaya, usne to wo bhi video banaya," and she's, for me, is like that. And I've come across so many stories like that. But there is one thing I wanted to share. There's one woman, I won't name her. She messaged me one day and she said, "Anjali, your TikTok video makes me smile confident and motivate me, but I can't do that. But when I show to my kids, they said, why can't you do, mommy? So then she said, because my husband doesn't allow me to do that. He stopped me because it's not right you to go on social media and do these things. And then she said, but I wanted to be like you. I said, no, you don't have to be like me. Whatever you are, you're good, because that's your purity, and you don't have to copy anyone. If I can make smile on your face, that's it. And then that day I realized we have so much freedom. We have so much, I'm blessed to have people around me who are supporting me in this. But there are some people who make you feel like this is not right thing to do. So all the inspiring women here, I want to say, if you feel you wanted to do it, do it. Don't think about others. They will say if you're not doing it, they will say if you're doing it. So
Yes.
they will anyway say something about everybody. So you
No,
just
I completely agree with what Anjali said, because you get a lot of people who will come around and say, "Are, you're on social media all the time. Ghar ka kaam kab karte ho?" Types, they'll do that. I think firstly, having a sportive family is extremely important.
absolutely.
So maybe I'm one of the lucky few. I would say, lucky
Yeah.
my husband Anil. You can't find a better partner than him. His sport in everything. And I've seen women say, "Ki, why do you?" Because I say that a lot. I talk about my husband, and I say that a lot. And some women are like, "Oh, but you've done this on your khud kiya hai aapne, you're doing this," and I'm like, "No, I'm doing this, but
They are
I
supporting
need
us.
his support to do that, because he's not just, it's not about letting me, because I don't believe in that. We have a very equal marriage. It's not about letting the other person do something. If I want to do it, I want to do it. Even if you say no, well, if I want to do it, I want to do it. But the whole
Mm.
thing is we understand each other's needs, we understand what we both need. I support him, he supports me. And I've actually had one of my very good friends. So when I started TikTok, at that point, back in October or September, I think, last year, I had no idea what TikTok was. Like, never heard of it actually. And then when I started, it was like, wow, it was all out there. And and it doesn't take me long, like, because I don't edit my videos, I don't do anything. I'll just do a 30-second, 60-second, and I'm done with it. Upload it, finished. And I had a very close friend say something about it on the terms ki, kaam kab karte hai, tusi karte ki ho, tusi sara din rehte honge, when are you actually doing work? So I made a TikTok on that. I was trying to look for it, I can't find it. I made a 60-second TikTok on it, sort of everything that I'm doing, the kids, the family, the house. And usme there's a particular wording I said ki, main ye sab kuch karti hu, kaam karti hu, bacche, and I mentioned everything like PreciousCoffer and Lahimalaya. I went through the whole list of what I'm doing, and then I was like, uske alawa, rishtedaron ki tick tick sunti hu aur aapko entertain karti hu. What more do you want? Don't watch it. I'm saying, and it's you don't have to watch it, but yes, as Asians, it is very hard for women to be out there. Like Anjali, I think my face is everywhere. It's on social media, it's everywhere, and I am everywhere, and I'm proud of it. I'm
Yeah.
working hard. It's not something that happens like that.
No.
Whether you're doing a show, whether, for example, SmadFun in Dakshi, when we do that, I make all the rounds from scratch. Every single round, if you see the episodes, is made by me, and I make sure that I'm not copying anyone. I'm very careful in that sense. And then the editing, my husband actually learned how to do the editing in order to do that. Because it's for entertainment, and you're being entertaining. So why do you have a problem? Even with the fundraising, like from decorations to everything takes time, and especially with our shows, it takes a lot of time, to come up with that ideas into the concept. So we're not just some, idle people who are just, oh, kuch nahi hai, so let's just do this. No,
Yeah, exactly.
you need brains to do this. You need
Yeah.
intellectual, and Anjali is well qualified. She's already spoken about it. My background is in accounts. I'm qualified in that, but my passion runs this way. So
Yeah.
it's not just us doing this. Anjali, I would be correct to say we're the beauty and the brains.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll agree with that one.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
even you, when you do your videos, Soulma, they take time. Your
Oh,
dance videos
they
is
do.
fantastic.
Do you know the funny thing is sometimes I'm doing them and the kids are downstairs going, "What's for dinner?" And I'm like, just wait. So then I stop halfway through, I come down, I start the cooking, I'm in these outfits, I run back up, I take another shot, I run, but people don't see that by the time you posted it. Like,
Make a video, a 10-minute before and a 10-minute after what we're actually, doing before and after. Maybe we should start that.
yeah.
Said, "Anjali, you were doing so many things. How you manage?" I said, if I wanted to do it, why I will not able to manage? The time management is the best thing. You need to do it. Then you can do 24 hours is a big hours. Then you can definitely do anything.
But do you know what as well? One thing I will point out is that, like you've mentioned in the bird, you said like you and both of you both said you've got supportive families, supportive husbands, which is really, really important. And I think, especially within Asian society, there's this expectation that all the responsibility and everything falls on a woman's head, and the man should just earn and bring home. But times have changed. The women are earning and bringing as well. So there's a dad there for a reason. If the child's with dad all day and dad made lunch, so kya hua? What's the problem in that? It's, why is it so bad? And now with me, I'm a single parent. I've been a single parent since my kids were 3 and 4. So they are independent. We've had to learn that. I've always said to them from a young age, it's just us three and you have to help me. I can't do everything by myself. I can't. You guys have to be a bit more independent. And, touch wood, they're typical teenagers, have a moan and a groan, but they can help out and they can do things. But I'm still a sort of Asian mum at heart, so I still like to cook for them and things like that. I am, what did you eat? What did you take for lunch? Let me quickly make it. I'm still like that. But I think the thing is, what happens is you end up having children who become more independent, who are more resilient, who understand that actually it's important to follow your passions and you can still work and earn money, and that you can do things that you love, and you can do whatever it is that you want to do. And I think, that does come from their role models, their mums, their dads, they, like you mentioned, Anjali, I think you gave an example and you said, this woman was saying, oh, I can't do it. I can't do what you do. And the daughter's like, but mummy, you can. And they watch all of this. And if you can lead by example, you bring up, in my opinion, healthier children who have more confidence and courage to do things. So
but restrictions are there, and I have seen people, seriously, I have come across so many women, and now I'm this women's leader group, and I mean, seriously, sometimes I feel like we are in 20th century, we are going so much forward, but there's still so much restrictions in our Asian community, and people are the ladies are so scared कि लोग why you have to think about log kya kahenge? First think about what you want to do it.
Because we've all been brought up with to seek external validation, okay? That's how the Asian community is. You're brought up to think about what everyone else is going to think.
It's not just these restrictions of log kya kahenge. So a lot of people, when they see me, they basically see me on YouTube, on TikTok and things like that. And a few of them, when they've met me personally, they're like, oh my God, they get shocked because a lot of people don't realize that I'm on the wheelchair or I'm using my crutches. I have mobility issues. A lot of people don't know that. I do make lots of my TikToks with all those things involved, but, and it's like, it's something like, oh, the pity takes over, it's like, and then they're like, how did I manage to do all this? Because it's just assumed that because you're differently abled, I don't like using the word disabled, it doesn't fit right in my dictionary, but if you're differently abled, it's a surprise for them that how come you're doing all these things? Like, you shouldn't be doing them. It's a barrier. Why are you doing this? It's like automatically, why are you doing this? Or how do you manage to do this? Oh, it's good, at least you passed your time. No, I'm not passing my time. I've got lots of things to pass my time. I've got a full-time job, I've got kids, I've got a full-time job, I've got home. I do this because I enjoy it. It's my passion. And I have the capability to do it. I have the knowledge to do it. Why shouldn't I do it? But it's not just a restriction of being a woman. On top of that, you add something different that I'm going through, add those on, and it just becomes this flower outside. People don't know how to react. A lot of people I've seen don't actually know how to react to me when they meet me personally. And sometimes I just sit there, I like inside me, I'll be just laughing that, oh my God, here it goes, here it is again. But in our society, especially Asian society,
and from
there's so many restrictions with females anyway. And
Yeah.
then you add something like this, and they can't handle it. They can't handle it. And with men, there are very few men who will stand with you shoulder to shoulder, and they be like, yes, you can do this, or who support you. And
Absolutely.
as we said before, having the support of the family is extremely important. And like you were saying, Soulma, you were saying you're a single mother and your kids have learned to be self-resistant. In my case, because when I got my injury, I was unable, like, I think you must have seen in what I sent you, ki 14 saal ka banwas khatam hua, because I was literally in a banwas. I was very restricted at home, not able to do much, and a lot of other medical issues. So I actually didn't go out of the house for a good few years as well, actually, if you think about it, because of mobility and things like that. So my children also, like yours, even though mom was there, the dad, the husband, and the kids, they had to learn to adapt. And I think it's made them much more stronger.
Yes.
And they I'm not worried when they go out. I think they can go to any corner of the world and they'll ace it. They'll be great.
Yeah.
Well,
that's amazing.
They just mentioned about her disabled. Sorry, I'm using that word. People are not disabled from their body. I feel nowadays people are disabled from hair.
Absolutely.
And they need to change that. I tell you just a little bit. I want to share. Like, I have a 13 years old daughter, and she has special needs. She has ADHD, autism, dyslexia, and all the things, global delay. And I left my HR career because of her, only because I wanted to focus on her. And then the people who's around me, they said, you have a disabled kid in your house, you're still happy. Well, some people said that to me. I said, why? That makes me sad, because I was sad. I won't deny. 1 year when I got to know about her, I was sad. She was my first baby, and you get shocked, like, he has this kind of things. And I was not aware about all these terms when I got to know about it. But then later on, I got to know, like, I met someone who was having a same kid like me. And she said, if you stop living your life, she will also not able to live. That's changed my mind. And I today is doing whatever, because she gives me a lot of tough time. But when I do all these things, socially things and everything, that give me motivation. And she's the one who tells me, Mama, you're so good. Mama, you're beautiful. She comes, hugs me, and like, that's it. That's it. That's what I wanted. I get irritated, no doubt about it, when she do a lot of things which makes me irritated. Every day you have to deal with this. But then end of the day, I feel I'm doing for her, because that makes me happy now. So that's the thing I wanted to tell people. Surrounding you, whatever is happening, everybody is going through with something in life. Everybody has some problem in their life, but you cannot life just because of that. My husband is anti-social person. He's not on Facebook. He's nowhere. He doesn't even, sometimes he doesn't want me to do it. Sometimes too much ho jata hai yaar. I said, and in my Facebook, my all in-laws from India is there. First, my father-in-law used to say, sara din video banandi rehndi hai. But now he is so proud of me, and he messaged me. He said, "Chokde fatte putte, bahut changa dance kitta." I do dance. I have my dancing group also, and we do a lot of dance and all. And now all my Punjab rishtedar and all, they said, "Aina di nu to bada acha kaam kar rahi hai," and they feel proud now. And then
suddenly you become the beau who they always wanted, isn't it? Actually, Anjali, you were talking about your daughter. So my nephew suffers from global development delay, very similar to what you mentioned. And when I go and meet him, we are like extremely close. So we make lots of TikTok videos, me and him. Like, oh my God, he loves making them. I put them up on my TikTok. I put them on my Facebook. He's 23 now, and he absolutely loves them. क्योंकि उसके साथ जो बनाने का मजा आता है, I don't enjoy it with others. Actually, I enjoyed more making it with him.
They're so pure. In fact, my next project, which I'm doing with Art Asia, is for all the special need kids. I wanted to do some program with them because I have been dealing with my daughter, and I know these people doesn't. My daughter doesn't get invite for the birthdays. They don't get. Yeah, because
maybe
but you see, I think that's another subject complete. That's like another topic completely.
Yeah.
I think it'd be nice actually if we came back and we had a chat about how disability is viewed within the Asian community. And when I say disability, I'm going to include learning disabilities in there, including things like autism, dyslexia, physical, disabilities. Like you, I don't like using the word disability. I prefer the word less abled. Even then, it's not really, it's very negative connotations. However, I think it'd be lovely to have a chat where we talk about that and the challenges you guys face.
Another topic for another day.
Yeah, I think we should definitely do a chat. I'm going to bring it back to the radio stuff for a bit, but I would love to delve more into this. So we'll speak to Rashmi Ji and maybe put something on, because I think it's an awareness that this community needs 100%. I agree with you guys. So I'm going to go back to sort of like the RJ and all that kind of stuff. So I was going to ask you, Anjali, how did you get the opportunity? How did you go into this from IT? What happened? Where did you?
Yeah, I did mention earlier, like when I left my career, and it was a big shock for me because I was in a good job in London, everything going, and then my daughter, I got to know about her, and then me and my husband decided I should take a break, and I was happy to do it. But then one day we were driving, and then we heard this Unity 101 is looking for a radio people. So then I started working with Unity 101, and there the whole journey started. Whatever I am today, I want to give a credit to Unity 101 and the manager, Ram Kalyan Kelly, because he is my mentor in this. He literally give me all this.
So you had no experience, you heard the advert, and then what did you have to do? Did you have to send in, or did you have to go in there and speak to them?
I went and meet him, and then he said you need to get trained for NVQ, some training, which we did for 30 days or something. And then he trained me how to use all the things and all. And now it's been 10 years. And after that,
amazing.
I've event management. I've done so many things now, and Southampton knows Anjali Mavi.
Amazing. And Inderpal, how did you get into that radio hosting? What happened?
So with the hosting, which that was something I was doing prior. So SmadFun, I've been hosting with that. Then there's a British Emotional Society. Whenever they do their events, I've been hosting those, and of course, Precious Moments, when we do the fundraising, I host that. So I think the confidence has always been there. And yes, I can talk, I can definitely talk, and it's always been there. The knowledge is there. And I think the great thing is because, I'm born and brought up in England, I'm born and brought up in UK, but I have very strong roots with India. So the ability to speak, write, read English, Hindi, Punjabi makes a big difference, because you can relate to different people in different languages. There was actually a post on Facebook regarding a vacancy in the radio, something I never thought of. And again, that friend of mine, who we decided to do Nakshi on Colors TV with. So she sent me a message. She goes, "Oh, why don't you do this? Everybody on TikTok says you're very good at this. Why don't you do this?" I was like, nah. And then I thought, oh, so they asked for a video and a voice sample. I sent it in, and I think within 5 minutes, I got a call from them. Would you like to join, and this and that, and went through the interview and all that. Unfortunately, other circumstances, and I couldn't join, so I had to say no to them. Then somebody else saw my stuff on TikToks, and then they apparently spoke to a friend, and this friend of mine, he was already working with doomradio.com, so RJ Samir Suri. So he introduced me to the team, and he was like, why don't you join us? So thank you to Samir. And I was like, okay, let's give it a try, because I really believe you should try everything in life.
Yeah.
You should have that experience always. So I thought, okay, give it a try. And the first show was it was amazing. I loved it. Listeners loved it. The rest of the presenters loved it. And it's sort of, I only joined in April actually. And it's to the point where I can train other people up as well, because I'm so into it. Similarly, just on a side note, there's a movie, Punjabi movie coming up. I've got a teeny weeny role in that, teeny weeny one. But again, they saw me on Instagram and they
Oh,
approached
wow.
me, And I have like no background in media, no godfathers, no godmothers, nobody who I know. And it was like, oh yeah, why not? I thought, oh, let's go for the audition. We'll see what happens. And I went there and I was myself, non-stop talking and laughing and just having a laugh because I just went for the experience. And wow, they were like, yeah, come on, So that's another venue. Hopefully we'll see a bit more of that as COVID finishes because of COVID, of course, because of the restrictions. But yeah, that's how I went into radio. And I think if you have the knowledge, just go out there and ask your local radio station, if you want to go into it, just go and ask. Because sometimes it's just about asking, that's it. That's all it is.
Oh,
I think Silma's, she's
on my, I think she hanged.
Yeah, her internet or something.
You back?
Hope so. She'll be coming back soon. You were mentioning, Anjali, about what you were thinking about with special needs children. Yeah, I'd love to talk to you about that, because that's
I told you. Yeah, definitely we'll talk about it. Are we going to finish this now or not?
Yes, we're good. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, hello, I'm back. Okay, sorry about that. I heard everything you said, Inderpal, so thank you so much for sharing. So I think the key message here is when opportunity knocks, give it a go. Don't care about other people, what they're going to say. Obviously you've got to seek the support of your family. We've discussed that some people have more restrictions than others. But I think, what I hope today is that we've managed to inspire people to be courageous, to follow their dreams and passions. Sometimes we don't know what our talents or what our passions are until we try it. And then we realize, Anjali's from IT. Yeah, she's ended up doing this. Inderpal's been an accountant, very boring job, if you don't mind me saying. Same with IT, very boring. And, you both ended up in these, and so it's about trying things, giving it a go. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It's not about
the worst that can happen is that you'll get a no or you won't succeed. It doesn't matter. At least you tried.
Exactly. And you do it and you don't like it. It's not called failing. It's called life. And I think people need to live life without that fear of I'm going to fail. It doesn't matter. It's about the fact that you've tried it. So I really hope we've managed to get a lovely positive message across to our viewers today. And it's been really, really great having an insight into both Anjali and Inderpal and having just two strong characters here with me. I've been able to bounce off both of you. I can also talk for the world, and it's just been lovely. So it's been a lot of energy here, which has been great. So I've loved every minute. I hope you've enjoyed it too.
Thank you for having us, and thank you, Inspiring Indian Women, for asking me to come on and talk about my journey and, of course, talk about the radio, because as you said, it's when opportunity comes, and even if it doesn't come, make it happen. If you want to do something, go out there, talk to people, and just ask. Nothing, what's the worst that can happen? The worst is no. That's it. So go out there, ask, and follow your passions. Think of what you like, in what you enjoy, and turn that, your hobby, into your job. That's the best way to live life. So thank you, Soulma, and great meeting you, Anjali. Lots to discuss with you later on as well. And thank you, Rashmi, for asking me to come on. Thank you, IIW.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, Soulma. Hi, I would have a quick word. I had my quick. This is Sarika here, and I've been listening to Anjali and Inderpal. It is so, inspirational to listen to you, what you're speaking, and you yourself, both of you are such inspirational women. I think I was listening to about the, challenges with your daughter and all. I think we would book a slot for you all to come and speak. When people come up in open and they speak, it just inspires others as well. And it motivates in such a big way. And, it is such a heart-to-heart talk with you. Both of you spoke about, and in between you had your Punjabi lines. I myself is a Punjabi. So, it is good to see that, when it comes directly from your heart, it just comes like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is a lovely session. And Soulma, you've been always a lovely host. I love, the way she gets into the talk. Really, really cool and nice. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on our show. I'm not putting my video on because I had a long day at cricket. We had a few matches and I was knackered because it's about 31 degrees in here and it is really hot to play. So,
Thank you very
but thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you. And we would definitely book another session to have you all and listen to your other side of stories as well. And
Please,
I would
yes.
just say we have another session on 23rd of July, but angelic dance style dance. And then this would be hosting by Darshini on 23rd July. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. Lovely listening
Thank
to
you,
you all,
everyone.
ladies. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank
I
you,
would
inspiring.
thank Rashmi also, actually. Quickly, Rashmi, thank you. I think she's not there.
Yes. She is there, but she's not having a great connectivity, and
Yeah.
hence, she's quite dark, and it's actually very late back in India. It's
I know.
post 12:30, so
It must be near
it's
midnight.
yes,
Yes.
it is 12:30.
Yes,
Yes,
12.
yes,
No, we can finish now quickly, and thank
yes.
you.
Bye, bye.
I just wanted to say to Rashmi ji that thank you still for pushing through and still putting these sessions on and doing the work that you do. I know you're going for a very difficult and tough time right now, and we're all with you, and all our thoughts are with you. I know I'm all the way in UK. I wish if I was with you, I could give you a hug, but I'm not. But yeah, we're all here for you, and we're all here to support you. And thank you so much for still doing all this work. And Sarika, thank you as well for
You're
stepping
welcome.
in and supporting. So yes, but everybody have a lovely evening and
Great.
good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.